Not here. Ever. My family had money and they never made me. I came to the city to look for a job and nobody would hire me. It's kind of like being a virgin. I'm not anymore, but I was. And I'm telling you, nobody wants to be the first. Too much pressure. My roommate said lie, so I did. People think that just because you haven't done something before, you're an idiot. People can't know what's inside you. You don't even know yourself till you're given a chance. Then all of a sudden, this new personality starts to swell under your skin, bursting through where you never expect it. And nothing you thought you were makes any sense. You're elastic. You're putty. You've been up for hours making love to a man whose back ripples with muscles you've never felt. And you can feel your body expand and explode and dissolve into air and into something like stars. And it doesn't seem possible that you could open your eyes to the same old alarm clock and fit into the same pair of shoes. I don't want to lose this newness, this urgent sense that everything matters, that being good matters. I want to do everything well. I know. I know I'm a waitress. It's not what I dreamed of, not what anybody dreams of. But I make a difference. I do. There are lives on each stool behind that counter. The man who's ordered his Sanka and shredded wheat every morning for 25 years. Otto. The woman who got in a fight with her husband last night and treated herself to some French toast with her friend who just had a mastectomy. Velma and Ruth. The man who panhandled the price of his coffee. Muhammad. I touch them. I bring them the quiet sensation that once in their sad, uncontrollable lives, they wanted a small thing and got it. I brought it. I bore them a gift. And that matters. You watch me. I'm going to be brilliant. I'm going to be one of the greats.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you the handsome, mature male, brown eyes, who's into rock music, movies, jogging, and quiet evenings at home?
Yes, I am.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'm Prudence.
I'm Bruce.
Nice to meet you.
Won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you. Oh, that very nice. Well, like I said on my reply on pastourprime.com, I have never answered an ad like this before.
Me neither.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't posted one before.
But this time I thought, why not?
Right? Me too. I hope I'm not too macho for you.
Oh no. So far you seem wonderful.
You have lovely breasts. That's the first thing I notice in a woman.
Well, thank you.
You have beautiful eye contacts.
Oh, thank you. I like the timbre of your voice. Soft but firm.
Thank you. I like your voice.
Thank you.
You have wonderful eyes. They're so deep.
No, that was my line, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Oh, I love the smell of brute you're wearing.
Thank you. My male lover Bob gave it to me.
What?
You remind me of him in a certain light.
What?
I swing both ways, actually. Do you?
I don't know. I insist on the light always being out.
I'm afraid I've upset you.
No, it's not that. I just really hate gay people.
Oh, I'm not gay. I'm bisexual. There's a difference.
I don't really know any bisexuals.
You know, children are all innately bisexual. If you take a child to Plato's retreat, he'd be attracted to both sexes.
Oh, I would think he might be terrified.
Well, he might be, of course. I've never taken a child to Plato's retreat.
I don't think they'll let you.
I don't really know any children.
Oh,
You do have wonderful eyes. They're so deep.
oh, thank you.
I feel like I want to take care of you.
Oh, I would like that. My favorite song is Someone to Watch Over Me.
There's a somebody I'm longing
Oh, oh yes, thank you.
In some ways you're like a little girl.
Oh,
And in some ways you're like a woman.
oh. How am I like a woman?
You dress like a woman. You wear eyeshadow like a woman.
Well, you're like a man, you're tall. You have to shave. I feel you could protect me.
I'm deeply emotional. I like to cry.
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
But I like to cry.
No, I don't think men should cry unless something falls on them.
That's a kind of sexism. Men have been programmed not to show feelings.
Well, who's talking about sexism? You talked about my breasts the minute I sat down.
I think I'm going to cry now.
Why would you want to cry?
I feel you don't like me enough. I think you're making eyes at the waiter.
I haven't even seen the waiter. Oh, please don't cry, please. No.
I feel better after that. You have a lovely mouth.
Thank you.
I feel you're very sensitive. What would have wanted you to have my children?
Oh, thank you.
Did you identify with Jill Clayburgh in the movie An Unmarried Woman?
Yes, I did.
Me too!
Oh,
It's amazing! I want to cry again.
oh no, please. Please don't cry. Well. No, I don't think men should cry. I think they should be strong.
You're quite like Bob, then.
Who?
You know.
Oh!
I feel like I'm irritating you.
No, it's not that. It's hard to get to know someone and the waiter won't come and I really want to order.
Let's start all over again. Hello, I'm Bruce.
Hi.
Prudence. That's a lovely name.
Thanks.
That's a lovely outfit.
Thanks.
Um,
I like your watch. It goes very nicely with your arm hair.
Thank you. I like your nail polish.
Oh, thank you. Toes, too. And I just thought this might get the waiter's attention.
We agree on everything. It's amazing. I'm going to cry again.
Oh, please, now you're annoying me. What is the matter?
I feel you don't. You're too dependent. I feel you want me to put up the storm windows. I feel you should do that.
I haven't said anything about storm windows.
You're right. I'm wrong. We agree.
Oh my God, what kind of childhood did you have?
Nuns. I was raised by nuns. They really ruined me. I don't believe in God anymore.
Oh,
I believe in Brian's cereal. It helps prevent rectal cancer.
I like brand cereal.
I want to marry you. I feel ready in my life to make a long-term commitment. We'll live in Connecticut. We'll drive 2 cars. Bob will live over the garage. Everything will be wonderful.
I don't think I'm ready to have a full-time commitment. I think you're insane. I'm going now.
Please, don't go.
No, I don't think I can stay.
Don't go. They have a salad bar here.
Maybe for a little while.
You're afraid of life, aren't you?
Well,
That's wrong, Prudence. Because then you have no passion. Did you see Equus? That doctor felt it was better to blind 8 horses in a stable with a metal spike than to have no passion. In my life, I'm not going to be afraid to blind the horses, Prudence.
you ought to have been a veterinarian.
You missed the metaphor.
I didn't miss the metaphor. I made a joke.
You just totally missed the metaphor. I could never love someone who missed the metaphor.
Oh my God, someone should have you committed.
Oh, I'm not the one who's afraid of commitment. You are!
Dry up.
I was going to give you a fine dinner, take you to see the Tree of Wooden Clogs, and then home to my place for sexual intercourse. But now I think you should just leave.
Oh, you are not getting rid of me, buddy. I am getting rid of you. You are a first-class idiot.
And you're a castrating, frigid bitch!
And if you throw that full glass of water at me, I will kill you. So there. Oh, there! Well, obviously, nothing gets the waiter's attention, does it?
What do you mean she dumped you because she doesn't like the way you smell? I don't mind the way you know, Seth. That's not bad, Chad. That is sad. But I can beat that. Yep. Mine's face broke. You only get one chance with a girl like Yvette de France. And her face broke. Oh, when we were dancing, because that's what you want to do on a date, so I took her dancing. You go down to the rec center, you pay a fee, you get a lesson, and then you dance all night. Well, they teach that, you know, that together kind of dancing. Well, they shot us this one where you take the girl and you throw her up and over. Well, you know, Yvette's kind of small. I'm pretty big. So I took and I threw her up and over, and over, and over, and her face broke. I had to drive her to the emergency room. 38 miles, and she cried the whole way. I hate that. Then she had to call her old boyfriend to come pick her up. And he did. He's even smaller than she is. He said, "Would you please leave?" You know what? That makes me the baddest date guy of all time.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okey doke.
Just make sure it's got the sound.
Yes, here. Let's play it back. Come on, Jim.
Just getting ready to pop right there towards the end.
Oh, stop and record.
let's see. What's happened since last we spoke? Selma got married again. Oh, you'll never guess. You'll never guess who's chasing the women. Are you ready for this? Max. Max Goldberg. 78 years old, and he's decided to take up chasing the girls. So I asked his wife what she was going to do about it. You know what she told me? She said, he's 78. Who cares if he's chasing women? Dogs chase cars, but when they catch them, they can't drive. Oh, I almost forgot. I got a new picture. Look at your grandson. 4 years. Oh, babe. So many things I miss.
I called Peggy, but her line was busy. And I called Roseanne, but she didn't pick up. And I called Sherry, but she wasn't in, or at least I think that's what her answering machine was trying to tell me. It said something like, there is no dust in the house tonight. It has all been swept away by the magical broom of the chore boy.
Our sister should have been committed years ago.
So I called you.
This means I'm 4th on your list?
No, I just know how busy you always are.
You know what I'm doing right now? I am trying to polish off a bottle of Stoli in one sitting. I have no doubt I shall succeed.
Let's go back, because I screwed up.
Yeah, you did.
I apologize. I couldn't, I
We
thought.
could have kept going though.
Yeah, we could have, but I thought, it sounds better. Okay, let's start again. I apologize. All right, let's see. I called Peggy, but her line was busy, and Roseanne didn't pick up, and Sherry wasn't in, or at least I think that's what the answer machine was trying to tell me. It says something like, the house is clean tonight. The dust has been magically pushed away by the broom of the chore boy.
Our sister should have been committed years ago.
So I called you.
This means I'm 4th on your list?
No, it just knows how busy you always are.
You know what I'm doing right now?
Probably looking over some briefs.
No, Audrey. Lawyers look over briefs. Commercial loan officers do not look over briefs. Now, right now, I am trying to polish off a whole bottle of Stoli in one sitting. I have no doubt I shall succeed.
Are you having a party, Anise?
Yeah, I'm having a blast.
Are you ill, Anise?
I'm swacked. Good and swacked. My analyst dropped me today. He said I was crazy.
Hi. I lost Huckle this morning.
I didn't know you had a dog.
I don't. Huckle's my wooden boy. Harry created him for me in his woodworking shop.
You lost your dummy?
Someone took him. I placed him on the bar stool at a bar down near Jackson when I went back to talk to the owner in his office. And when I returned, he was gone. All that was left was his little Dickie.
His little what?
His Dickie.
Did anybody see it happen?
No, I asked the bartender, but he made a joke out of it. He said that Huckle asked for a wine cooler, and he told him, we don't serve dummies like you. So Huckle hopped off the bar stool and marched away in a huff.
But his legs don't work.
Of course they don't. That's why the joke wasn't very funny. When I'm on the stage, and I place him on my knee, and his little spindly legs are just dangling there, lifeless, as if he had polio.
Did you call the police?
Oh, they wouldn't help me.
What did Harry do?
Oh, Harry doesn't know about it. He will be back until tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm sorry, Audrey. I mean, first he's on the bar stool, just sitting there all safe and sound. The next minute, you're saying goodbye to both your career and your firstborn.
You are making fun of me, aren't you, Anise?
No, Audrey.
You're making fun of me.
No, Audrey.
So, you're not having a party, are you, Anise? You are sitting there all alone drinking, just like an alcoholic.
I am an alcoholic.
Then you need help.
Not interested.
I'll have Harry talk to you about AA.
Now don't you start in with that stuff.
You need help. Harry got help.
I don't need AA, Audrey. Not AA or AAA or anything else that goes by some bouncy little acronym and shoves you a happy helping hand. I'm sick of helping hands.
We're going
Of
to.
analysts and group therapy sessions and people who think they alone can help you look deep inside yourself and pull out all of the problems. If I want to flounder, it's nobody's goddamn business.
But we'll still worry about you. You don't think we can just cut this off?
I wish to God you could.
When was the last time? You need to come home for a while, Audrey, and see everybody.
I don't care to go home, Audrey.
Well,
I don't feel about home the way the rest of you do.
well, this thing with you and Mama is just going to go on and on.
She won't even call me, Audrey. She won't even pick up the telephone and make a simple call.
She doesn't touch the telephone. She doesn't call anybody.
Why not? I'd love to hear you say it.
You know why.
No, Audrey, I want to hear you say it.
You're really getting a kick out of this, aren't you?
You bet I am. I go into absolute hysterics whenever I think why our mother... It's the possibility of lightning, Audrey. Lightning traveling through the phone lines. It could happen. I wouldn't take that risk with any of you girls. Why, I wouldn't get on that instrument of death if the president himself was calling to invite me to a White House gala.
We've known of Mama's quirks for all these years. Do you think we love her any less because she's kooky sometimes?
Mama is a kook? This is great. Finally, one of you has the nerve to say what we've known all along. But don't stop there. Let's say what else she is.
When was the last time you saw Mama?
I think we were at war with Germany.
No, it was my wedding, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
That was 7 years ago. You haven't seen Mama in 7 years.
Hello, Peggy. When did you get on the line?
I worry about her too. Remember the time that her toenails were falling off for no apparent reason?
Peggy and I covered this ground hours ago. Sorry you missed it.
This thing with you and Mama, you've got to come home.
I don't care to come home. You know, Mama,
You're never going to forgive her, are you?
our childhood was one long horror movie, Audrey. How easy, or should I say convenient, it is for all of you to forget it.
I haven't forgotten. I know what Papa was. An alcoholic. Just like you and Harry, and especially you.
I can't speak for Harry, sister. But I don't point guns at people when I'm boozed up. I don't try to run over our mother in the driveway. I've never pushed Roseanne down the stairs or smashed a Christmas tree to bits because thought my daughters were little shits who didn't deserve to celebrate Christmas. You want more? No. Mama could have kicked dear old Dad's ass out of Memphis if she'd had the nerve, but she didn't. Mama was and still is a cowering and whining little mouse. And she permitted our father's reign of terror to continue unabated right up until the day that God showed this family some long overdue mercy and struck him dead with a heart attack.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Audrey? Audrey?
Elise,
Yes?
can I send you a pamphlet?
What kind of pamphlet?
It's called Coping. It's really pretty good. I read it twice tonight as I couldn't stop thinking about Huckle.
I don't want anything from one of Harry's support groups.
That isn't where I got it. I wrote to ask Amanda in the paper. I asked for 6 of them. 1 for me and 1 for each one of my sisters.
You're incredible, Audrey. You're absolutely incredible.
You know, growing up, I had 2 of the best grandfathers a guy could ever want. Oh, they were both very different, but I enjoyed spending time with both of them whenever I could. Now, on my father's side, my grandfather was a very jovial, easygoing kind of man. Oh, he worked hard his whole life, but he was always quick with a joke, smiled a lot, and generally seemed like a happy and content person. Now, my grandfather on my mother's side was much different. He was a very stern and serious kind of man, but I always felt a lot of love when I was with him. The best way I could describe him was that spending time with him was like spending time with God. Feelings of love and respect mixed with feelings of fear. He was so larger than life, so smart about everything that was important to a young boy. He came to America as a young man and spoke with a thick Slavic accent. It could be hard to understand him at times, so I always paid very close attention when he talked so that I wouldn't have to ask him to repeat himself. Now, one time that I remember spending with him, I was probably about 12 years old at the time. We went out into the garden to plant potatoes. We worked in silence mostly. He was a man of few words. As he would plunge the shovel into the loose, freshly dug soil and pull back to create a hole in the ground, I would push a seed potato into the bottom of the hole, and we would move on to the next one. We got a good rhythm going. Shovel, hole, put in seed potato, hole closes, scoop forward, and repeat. But then there was a pause. The shovel didn't come down and open another hole. I was about to look up and ask him what was wrong, when all of a sudden, Grandpa let out a long and lengthy fart. And I'm not just talking about a little toot here either. Oh no, this was one of those foghorn quality farts. It was powerful. I was faced with a dilemma here. Do I ignore the fart? Do I laugh? I mean, if you're out with friends and somebody farts, you're probably going to laugh, or you're going to yell, "Oh, gross," or tell that person to get away from you. But this was Grandpa. Do I just ignore the fart? Well, I didn't have to ponder my fate for long, because from down there in the dirt on my hands and knees, Grandpa looked down at me and said, "Boy, do you ever fart?" in his thick Slavic accent. How was I supposed to answer this question? Is this some kind of trick question? Is this one of those no-win scenarios I've heard about? I mean, was I really supposed to admit to my grandfather that, like all human beings, I do in fact fart on occasion? Well, I didn't have to think about it for long. My grandpa let out a long and lengthy fart, and I'm not just talking about a little toot here. Oh no, this was one of those long foghorn quality farts. It was powerful. Well, I was faced with a dilemma here. Do I acknowledge the fart? Do I laugh? I mean, if you're out with friends and somebody farts, you're going to laugh, or you're going to yell, "Oh, gross," or you're going to tell that person to get the heck away from you. But this was Grandpa. Do I just ignore the fart? Well, I didn't have to think about it for long, because just then, while I was down there on my hands and knees, my grandpa, in that thick Slavic accent, that booming voice, says to me, "Boy, do you ever fart?" Now, how do you answer a question like this? Is this like a trick question? Is this one of those no-win scenarios I've heard about before? I mean, am I really supposed to admit to my grandpa that, like all human beings, I do in fact fart on occasion? Well, I decided with Grandpa, honesty is the best policy. So from down there in the dirt, on my hands and knees, I looked up at his weathered and chiseled face, and I just nodded. And he looked down at me and said, "Good, because if you no fart, you no feel good." If you don't fart, you don't feel good. And then he just smiled, and I smiled back. And with that, the shovel came down, opened another hole in the ground, I pushed in another piece of seed potato, and things just went on as normal. I think about that sometimes. I can still hear his voice. If you no fart, you no feel good. Words of wisdom? I don't know, but I like it. It's simple, it's natural, it's as simple as planting potatoes and spending time with your grandpa. Coming. Well, hello, Mr. Thompson. Come on in.
What up, dog? That's what all cool kids are saying these days, or maybe not.
Well, we are definitely cool kids.
Always. How you doing?
Oh, doing well, doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. Can't complain.
Hey, as long as you're here, I saw a movie recently that I know you would just love.
Yeah?
It's called Killdozer. It's about this bulldozer that gets possessed by an evil spirit from outer space and starts killing all these construction workers on a remote desert island. And the best part, it's based on a true story.
I like it. Sounds very subtle and highbrow, so I think it would appeal to my sophisticated movie taste. Speaking of taste, would you rather eat Aunt Bee's homemade pickles from the Andy Griffith Show, or Aunt Bethany's Jell-O mold with the dry cat food from Christmas Vacation?
Ooh, what a choice. So I got kerosene cucumbers or cat food and Jell-O. I think I'm gonna go with mighty good pickles, Aunt B. Mighty good pickles. Now mostly because I don't like chunky stuff in my Jell-O. How about you?
I don't mind chunky stuff in my Jell-O, but I think the cat food would be a deal breaker for me. Although I did eat milk bones as a kid, but that's another story. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pickles too. Shoot, now I'm hungry for pickles.
Oh, hey, speaking of being hungry, I just had the best Reuben the other day. Big, thick slices of pastrami, and wait, I always forget, is it pastrami or corned beef?
I think it's corned beef, but now I'm not sure. Maybe it is pastrami. Shoot, I don't know.
Well, big, thick slices of meat anyway.
That's really all that matters.
Yep.
Speaking of food, next time we're in Seaside, I want to go to that candy store that has those deep fried Twinkies. Those things are good.
And good for you.
Practically a health food.
Hey, and then while we're in Seaside, we gotta go spin the prize wheel at the Candyman too. The Candyman, the Candyman, Candyman. Oh, that never gets old.
At least not for us. Our families might disagree.
Yeah, and I mean, can you imagine if you actually worked at the Candyman and were listening to that song for 8 hours a day, every day?
I know. That would be awesome. Okay, would you rather work at the Candyman and have to listen to Candyman for 8 hours straight, or get stuck on It's a Small World, have to listen to that song for 8 hours in a row? Notice I said 8 hours in a row, because you're on a boat. Get it? Row, boat.
Good one, good one. But I'm gonna go with the Candyman because you got Candy Man and popcorn and ice cream.
Can't argue with that. You know, I think it is corned beef.
I think so too.
Glad we got that solved. Oh boy, I really do need to get going. So you're moving to Florida tomorrow.
Yep, I start work on Monday.
Florida is a long ways away.
Yep,
It's like a couple of time zones away.
yep,
It's like a whole country away.
yep.
I guess we won't be visiting the Candyman together anytime soon.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to get going. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I can do this later. I'll walk out with you.
Hey, I know it's no Killdozer, but remember that Paul Rudd movie we watched a couple of years ago, and it had that one guy who really liked Rush? What was that movie called? It was like, I love.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
Oh, here.
All right.
Come on.
All right. Speaking of movies,
Okay.
you can only watch one Christmas movie every year. What are you gonna pick?
Oh, that's easy. The Star Wars Holiday Special.
You can't pick Star Wars Holiday Special. That's not even a movie, it's a special. And it's really not even a Christmas special. It's a Life Day special.
Oh, well then, how about Lethal Weapon?
How about Die Hard?
Die Hard's
That's
a good one.
Christmas
I like
movie.
Die Hard.
That's a
Yeah,
Christmas
that's a good
movie.
one. I agree.